We had a problem. Hello, by the way, good morning. Mr. Zeworth did not tell you how to do this assignment correctly the first time. It's very, very simple fix though, so I hope that you go through these changes because I would like you to have a nice little 3D print of your name tag. Most of you, I'd say 95% of you had this problem, and if we look underneath my base here, I'm going to right click and drag up. You can actually see my name like sticking through the base, and it's flush. So if we look at like this level here, it doesn't stick out of it, but it is all the way through. And we can imagine this this text is our feet, and this red base is a pool. We're going to dip our feet in the pool. You do not want to have any of your toes or feet in the pool. So you are only going to have this be as tall as it needs to be, resting directly on top of this red base. So if your text was like inside the red, likely it's not going to print well. And I'm not even going to bother trying to print it because I had so many failed prints. So really it's just a matter of using this black arrow to click and drag your design up out of your base here. And we're going to change the height of that base to 2 millimeters. And that didn't look like it changed anything. I'm going to try that again. Oh, it was 7. Wait, did I change something else? Let's go back. Let's go back in time. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to 2. And now you'll see it's much smaller. I'm going to rotate around so you can see. And the challenge here is to simply drag this down so it's just floating right on top, resting on top. If I go up 1 millimeter, you'll see it hover. So you should be able to see a 1 millimeter gap here, and then drop it down. And as long as it's just resting right on top of that red base, it'll be fine. So the problem is, though, is that you have to re-download this. And before you re-download it, I would like to introduce you to the crazy names that Tinkercad gives your projects. You're going to rename this project by clicking on the title of the name, call it name tag, and then I want you to put your first and last name. So for me, it would be, my first name is Mr. Zeworth, just like that. That way, when you download this, I can see whose it is. That will help me too. So yeah, having these gibberish names don't really help much. Once we have that done, we're going to download this twice, right? So begin by clicking on the name first. Everybody's going to download the name first. We're going to go to the export option, and because I just had that one shape selected, I'm going to download it for 3D printing. I'm going to click on the STL, and you'll see it download here in the lower left. Now, I'm on a Mac right now. If you're on Windows Edge, it asks you to save the download as well. Okie doke. So now I'm going to click on the base itself and simply export that the same way. So we're going to click on the export button, click on STL, and that will download. So those will be those 2 files that you will upload to this new assignment called Revision. And another option too is that, imagine how cool it would be is if you took, I'm going to take Mr. Z here, Command C, go over to my Batman design here, and I'm going to raise it up, maybe shrink it down a bit, like so it fits. So this is another option. The original shape, you know now how to design things that are not just squares. I'm going to use the arrows to kind of key that in, like so. So feel free to use your Batarang as your keychain, and you could even come in here and grab a cylinder hole, and we're going to make it smaller. All right. So kind of a fun little keychain idea. Just know that you must have this thing laying on the bed. So you see how it's raised up. You're going to click on that design and drop it down. So I have a bunch of random stuff grouped. But yes, you may use your Batarang as your name tag if you want. I would be totally down for that. Just poke a hole in it for the keyring and download the same way. You're going to download the name first and then the base itself. So sorry about the revision, but you'll be very happy with your results. Thank you.